Hi, I'm Filip Wouters from Portfolio123. I've been using the platform for over 20 years as a quantitative investor, and today I'll walk you through the top 6 reasons why I believe this stock screener is the most powerful in the market. I'll be covering first, real-world backtesting, second, the massive factor database, third, integrated ranking systems, fourth, the ability to run long, short, and hedged strategies, fifth, access to pre-built and community screens, and lastly, broad market coverage across ETFs and stocks in the USA, Canada, and Europe. I'll switch to screen sharing and start with how to backtest for real-world results. Let's create a new screen by going to Research, Screens, New Stock Screen. For this example, I select the Russell 1000 universe and index, and I'll use a simple formula. I'll use gross profit margin above 50%. This filters for companies with strong profitable business models, and 436 stocks passed. Now let's see how this strategy would have performed over the last 20 years using point-in-time survivorship-free data. I'll set the backtest period to maximum, and to make it realistic, we'll include slippage of 0.25%. We put the rebalance frequency at 4 weeks, and we'll assume buying at an average next day price. The backtest results also include dividends. And here we can see the results. Our simple screen outperformed the Russell 1000 over 20 years with an annualized gain of 10.6% versus 8.3% versus the index. It holds on average about 300 stocks with a Sharpe ratio of 0.52 and an alpha of 1.72% versus the Russell 1000. And this is just one example using a simple profitability factor. Our second reason is the massive database of over 4,300 factors and 430 functions. You can combine these to design powerful custom strategies. There are two main ways to add rules to a screener. First, with the wizard rule, you can instantly drop in a predefined factor. For example, first I'll toggle this off and I will look for the PEG ratio. And the PEG ratio is the price to earnings divided by the forecasted long-term annual growth rate, less than 1, add wizard rule. And now we will backtest this over the last 10 years. And here you can see that it actually underperformed the market, which shows you how important it is to test every idea before relying on it. Let's go back to our rules. We'll turn the PEG ratio off and add our gross margin. And for our second rule, we will add in a freeform rule. And for this, I will go to reference and search for short interest ratio, which is basically the number of days it would take to cover the interest. We will add this rule and set it then less than 1.5 days. Let's backtest this for 10 years. Run backtest. And we outperform the Russell 1000, although the right is noticeably more volatile. Let's dive into the third reason this screener is so powerful. Beyond filtering, we can add ranking rules. I'll keep our 2 rules. We'll go to settings and I'll open the ranking menu. For single factors, quick ranks makes it easy. Let's rank, it ranks one single factor. Market cap will rank higher is better, and for the top 10 companies. Let's backtest. We can see that the backtest showed improved results, especially in recent years. But the real strength is in multi-factor rankings. We click ranking systems, and here we can see we have the selection of Portfolio123 ranking systems. We can select our own systems or community shared group rankings. For example, I will go to our rules. I will undo our current rules. I will go back to settings and select a Portfolio123 core investing style quality. And now we'll rank for the top 10 stocks. We can see that this multi-factor ranking clearly outperforms the index. We've seen how going long the top buckets of a ranking works. Now let's look at the other side, shorting. In method, we can test for long, short, or hedged strategies. For this example, I'll short the top 10 most expensive stocks by price to sales. To make it realistic, we'll apply a 1.5% carry cost in the backtest menu. Here are the backtest results. Since COVID, shorting has struggled, but strategies like these tend to perform well during market corrections. Let's run this screen. Running this screen brings up names like Strategy and Palantir. And clearly, shorting these is not a winning strategy. But what if you don't want to start from scratch? That brings us to reason number 5. Portfolio123 includes a wide range of pre-made screens. I'll select Special Themes, Ultra Safe Stocks, and run a backtest. These ready-to-run expert screens are a quick way to learn from others and explore different strategies. They contain detailed explanation of what each rule does, and the results clearly outperform the market. And the final reason I love this screener is its broad coverage, not just US markets, but also Canadian and European stocks, plus ETFs. For example, I'll select the Europe Value Momentum screen, which is built upon the European universe. I'll run the backtest. And we can see that this screen generated 573% versus the benchmark of 87%. It's clear that this allows you to uncover opportunities in markets many investors overlook. We've now seen how this screener brings it all together, from real-world backtesting, a massive factor library, integrated ranking, to long-short flexibility, pre-built strategies, and covering USA, Canada, and Europe. With these tools, you can take any investing idea and turn it into a fully tested and tradable strategy.